Gardens don't rush, they become, and we should too. Let's turn your garden into a peaceful place. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to feel good. Here I have 9 simple ways to make your garden feel calm, beautiful, and full of life. Your neighbors are going to be so jealous and they are going to be so blown away by just these 9 simple ways to make your garden full of life. You do not want to miss all of these tips that I'm definitely going to give you. So let's jump right into the video to get your garden off to the most beautiful start that you've ever seen. So that number one that I'm going to have for a simple way for you to create your garden is you want your plants to be layered by height. And what I mean by that, when you're planting your flowers, you want to put your tall ones in the back. If you have medium ones, you want to put them in the middle. If you have short ones, you definitely want to put them in the front because you don't want your tall ones blocking the short ones. But I don't stick to that rule to the fullest. I break those rules just a little bit, and you can do the same. In my cottage garden, I have some plants taller than the other in different places. Some of my tall ones can be in the front and they can be in the back, the short ones. But it just depends on how you want to layer your garden. But the most simplest rule for beginners to start with is to layer your plants by height. That is definitely going to make your garden look full. It's going to look calm and it's going to be balanced. Think of a stage. Every actor, every bloom had its moment to shine. So think of it like that when you're layering your flowers. Number two, you want to stick with your color story. So slow pan of pinks, whites, and any color theme. I love the whites, the purples, the soft pinks, and the greens. So you want to choose your garden mode with color. Soft pastels, like I said, those colors calm the spirit, and vibrant colors spark joy. So tell your story in the shades that you have picked to go in your garden. Color is energy. Let your palette whisper or sing. Number three is you want to mix your edibles with your ornamentals. And ornamentals is your flowers. You want to put your flowers with your veggies. You can show basil beside your marigolds. You can have a lettuce framed by flowers. Beauty and nourishment can grow side by side. Blend the practical with the poetic. Because I'm going to be honest with you, life is better when purpose meets poetry. So put those together and watch how beautiful your garden will become. Number four is you want to invite those pollinators in with purpose. They have to be there. It's set up by nature to pollinate these flowers, to pollinate the flowers on our veggies. Butterflies, the bees, the hummingbirds hovering over your blooms. Let your garden hum with life. Pollinators bring movement and they definitely bring magic to make your garden beautiful. The world definitely needs more space where life gathers. So even uninvited but welcome bees and birds and the hummingbirds, they are not invited, but they are definitely welcomed in our garden. So you definitely want them in there. Not the pesky bugs, the things that disease your veggies and flowers, but you want the hummingbirds and the bees, like I said, to come in and make things really good for your garden. I can't stress that enough. They're beautiful when they're pollinating all the flowers and the veggies. Number five, you want to create a focal point. A focal point is going to be something like a garden bench. It could definitely be a trellis. It could be a waterfall trickling over rocks. You want something in your garden to draw the eye. Those simple things in your garden will become quiet invitation to pause. It'll give something to look at, and your eyes will just be in awe of the focal point in your garden. So give the eye a reason to rest on that. A destination, I always say, if for the heart. So the focal point in your garden is definitely going to be one of those ways to create the most beautiful garden that you have ever seen. Number 6, you want to add a curved path to your garden. You want winding gravel paths, stones between your garden beds. Like me in my cottage garden, I'm going to create a stone path that is going to go from my kitchen patio. Well, it's going to go from my kitchen patio down to my greenhouse, because I'm going to have, where in my greenhouse, where I'm going to have a counter to chop my herbs and get off my herbs ready to bring in the house so I can use those in my cooking. Herbs and seasonings, I love, love, love to season my food, and they have the most beneficial health benefits to them. So I want to have a path from my kitchen to my greenhouse. So you want to create something that similar like that to you, that you want that path to go to. You don't want it to be straight, y'all, because life isn't straight and neither is beauty. You want to have curves. Let your paths wander like the thoughts of a peaceful morning. So curves invite curiosity. Straight lines, they only take us where we've already expected to go. So those curves in your path, in your garden, will definitely make it very appealing. Number 7, you want to use reclaimed old rustic decor. I am the queen of vintage. I love vintage clothing, old vintage tools in my garden, wooden crates, old watering cans especially. They have been a favorite of mine. If you stick with me through, I have a video coming up pretty soon on all the things that I have collected in the last couple of weeks for vintage. And I can show you some beautiful tools, beautiful ideas for decorating your garden as well. So you definitely do not want to miss that video. So stay tuned for my decor, old reclaimed rustic decor haul. Every piece of those items tell a story. And let those weather things remind us beauty ages well. Let the old whisper to the new. A garden isn't perfection, it's about memory. So we want to create those beautiful memories. Number 8, you want to create sitting areas, a hidden nook with chairs, cushions, draped, dappled with sunlight. This is your sanctuary, and you want to create a place of sanctuary for yourself. A corner to breathe, a corner to have a sip of tea, a corner to reflect on writing in your journal or reading a book, and listen to the wind, listen to the birds chirp. That is where it is. So don't just build a garden, you build a moment. Number 9, you want to let it grow a little while. And what I mean by letting it grow a little while, in your garden, you want free flowing flowers, untamed edges, soft chaos. It doesn't matter if if your edges need to be trimmed a little bit, don't trim them. If your herbs get a little bushy, that's okay, but don't let your herbs get too bushy where you're not pinching off of it, even if you're not using it, because if you don't, they'll turn bitter. That's a bar. Write that down. So perfect isn't always peaceful. Let nature have her way in just a few corners, y'all. That's where the soul rests. The wild knows what it's doing. So let the garden get a little bit wild, not out of control, but just a little bit wild. So let go and let grow. So I want you to remember that the garden doesn't rush. It does definitely not compete, and it just grows just like you. So I want you to keep planning. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some very helpful tips Please like, comment, and share my video. And definitely stay tuned for more videos to come. Have a blessed and beautiful